Hey everybody. If you are new subscriber, thank you for subscribing, or if you're just here to just see what my content is about, I would like to introduce myself. I am Savina Steele. Welcome to my channel. Also, if you're not new, hey everybody, I missed y'all. So I have a lot more videos that I'm going to be doing. I have some content I'm going to be doing as well. Well, content, video, same thing. Anyways, I just want to jump on and do like a quick video. Y'all know I'm in my car, that's why I'm looking around. I just want to jump on, do a really quick video. Actually it's gonna be kind of quick because this is gonna be like a 6-part video. I was sick about a week ago. The whole week I was out. My kid was sick, and then I got sick. And my kid was sick for like 3 days, and then later I got sick. So I started watching like movies, old movies that I really didn't understand. So I was trying to go back and watch like any movie that I didn't really understand as a kid, try to see if like I can see it different, like maybe with the spiritual eye or something like that. Maybe it was something in there that I didn't understand as a kid and now I understand as an adult, and as well as the fact that I'm on a spiritual path now. But I will tell y'all this: I did watch The Craft. It's a lot of controversy behind that movie. My sister had asked me about a few things involving the new movie. What is it, Craft Legacies? I just can't get into that. It's just too much. It's just too all over the place, and it's not like the older one, the one that was in the 90s. It's not like that at all. I didn't like it. It was too much. That's the same thing as Charm, the reboot. I can't stand when something is rebooted and it's not to the exact way it was the original. Put it like that. So it depends. I take that back, because there is a show that I like that is not the original show, but it's a whole lot different, and I actually love that show. But anyways, so I had a whole lot of time, y'all. So I did, check this out, y'all. I have notes, and these notes are on each scene in the movie, what I felt happened, my interpretation of it, and what Spirit was telling me too. So this video is gonna probably be like maybe a lot of pages. It's gonna be a lot. All right. Anyways, so yeah, now I gotta look at my notes. So in the beginning of the movie, y'all, well, if you haven't seen it, I'll go through the scene. In the beginning of the movie, it shows three friends. They're basically, well, you can call them sisters. They're doing a ritual. So they're calling for the fourth. They're looking for the fourth. There's only 3 of them. Okay. So in the beginning, they're saying now is the chant of the ritual is, now is the time, now is the hour, ours is the magic, ours is the power. So they're doing this over and over and over because they're trying to call in the 4th person so that they can complete the circle. All right, so Sarah is one of the main characters. Sarah moves from San Francisco to, I'm thinking this is Los Angeles. She moves from San Francisco to Los Angeles. So she ended up going to like Catholic school. Anyways, I'm jumping the gun. So when she's going to the house to where she lives with her parents, there is a snake that greets her at the entrance. The snake is on the tree. It's a yellow and white snake. It's on the tree. Also in the second one, because I did watch a portion of the second one. Let me stop, because I watched the whole movie, but I just didn't like it. I just couldn't get with it. So in the original one, the snake is on the tree and it greets her at the entrance of the house, like when she's going into the gate or the driveway. So it greets her at the door. That snake represents knowledge because it's on the tree. And the second movie, the snake greeted the main character, Lily, and it was on the ground. So that represented, because it was on the ground and it crossed her path when she walked up to meet her stepdad. When she walked up to meet her stepdad, the snake crossed her path. So that represented temptation. Okay. So Sarah was in the house and she was unpacking stuff, and she ended up ended up running into this guy that was a homeless guy. He kind of weirded me out. I gotta do a little bit more research on the homeless guy, but he did try to offer her a snake. So I guess you can say that's temptation. You can say that's temptation as well, because he tried to offer it to her, and like she freaked out, she screamed for her dad. Okay. So then the next scene, they show the other three girls. So you have Bonnie, Sarah was the fourth. So Bonnie, Sarah, Nancy, and Rochelle. Okay. So Bonnie is in the hallway with the other two girls, and she's speaking about the almanac. She's saying the almanac will bring the arrival of something new. And let's see here. I was scribbling, y'all, because it was just coming so fast. A new wholeness, with it a new balance, earth, air, fire, water. Without the fourth, the girls can't call upon the four corners. A fourth makes a complete circle. So when she was speaking about the almanac, basically the almanac was basically telling her that there's going to be a change, and what is not whole is going to become whole. So in French class, Sarah performs magic with a pencil. Sarah stands the pencil on its point up on her desk, and let's see here, she then tells it to hold on. Oh, excuse me. All right, so let me start it over. So when she was in French class, she stood the pencil up on the desk and she let it go. Okay. So she stares at the pencil and it starts to turn. Bonnie sees this and starts to breathe a little too loudly, which breaks Sarah's concentration. When Sarah was doing this, I feel like that was like her way of like meditating. That's her form of meditating. So Sarah heard Bonnie breathing. So after she heard that, she turned and looked at her and her concentration fell. So after that, Bonnie walks into the science class telling Nancy and Rochelle that she's coming. They're like, wait, who are you talking about? Girl, are you okay? You feel all right? What's going on? Nancy was like, who are you talking about? Bonnie says, someone to be the fourth. And then that's when Sarah enters the science lab, and then she walks up to Bonnie and Rochelle. She walks up to Bonnie, Rochelle, and Nancy. And then she asks, can she sit with her? Can she sit with them? Basically, she's the new kid, so she's just trying to make friends. And of course, they're being all weird and everything, and they're just staring at her, and she's just like, okay. And she just walks off. And after she walked off, Bonnie was like, you can sit with us, but it was too late because she didn't hear her. So after that, let's see, Sarah meets Chris. Chris is one of the guys. He's a jock. So you know how like when you were in school, I don't know, in my school it was like that, where there were different cliques. My clique, I hung out with the Hispanic kids because that was the clique that accepted me for who I was. There were the black kids hung out with the black kids, and then you got the Asian kids that hung out with the Asian kids. The kids that were from Somalia hung out together. So everybody was clicked up. The kids that were from Russia and Romania, like they all hung together. So everybody was like clicked up. So it's kind of basically the same in school. But the thing is Rochelle, Nancy, and Bonnie were known as like the witches of the school. Everybody knew that. It was a rumor going around that they were witches, right? So everybody knew this. Well, this is what everybody, assumed, that they were witches. They were outsiders, that, they were just friends and they hung out amongst themselves. So Sarah ended up meeting Chris. Chris went up to her and he talked to her and he was telling her, hey, look, you better stay away from those girls because they are known as the bitches of Eastwick. And let's see. And then that's when Chris asks that's when Chris asks Sarah, did she want to hang out with him, probably watch him, play football, because he does play football for the Catholic school that they go to. So he asked, hey, you want to come watch me play, want to come watch me practice, you can come. Or she's like, well, no, I really don't want to go, this, that, and the other. He's like, well, you can come or not come, doesn't matter. He was trying to play all hard to get, knowing he liked that girl. So anyways, she ended up seeing him. She ended up going to his football practice, and that's when the song, this song, Baron was talking about this song a while ago. I forgot which video it was. I think it was a Saturday teaching. He was talking about it, and it was which is a ringtone. It's I am the sun, I am the air, I am human, and I just need to be loved. So that song is like trademark, I noticed, for a lot of different spiritual shows, like when it comes to witches. That song does play. If it doesn't play in the beginning, it'll probably play, somewhere in the middle, or, it'll be somewhere in the show or in the movie. But that was the first time that I had heard it, when I first saw this particular movie. So while Sarah's watching Chris practice football, Nancy, Rochelle, and Bonnie walk up to her and apologize about what happened in the lab, and then they introduce themselves. So then Nancy is like basically the leader of the group. I'm just gonna say coven. Well, they're not really a coven yet. So just the leader of the girls. She's like the one that's the most bold, the one that has the most opinions. So she walks up to, they all walk up to Sarah, and they apologize for what happened, and then they introduce themselves. Nancy also warns Sarah about Chris, and she asks, did she want to go out for coffee or something? That's the thing I like about Nancy, because she's very, very sarcastic, but in a kind of sinister way. It's funny, but then again, it's not funny. It's like, oh my God, did that bitch just say that? But I actually do like Nancy. I like all the characters, but Nancy and Sarah are my favorite. Okay, so then the girls ask Sarah, where did she move from? And then Sarah says she moved from San Francisco. And then the girls ask Sarah, why did she move? And she says because her dad wanted to. I feel like it was her dad had a job or something like that. So let's see here. I got a whole bunch of notes, y'all. Okay, so then the girls ask Sarah, what's that? And they notice that Sarah has cuts on her wrist. And then Bonnie states, you did it the right way. And what did you use? And then Nancy kind of brushes it off, and she said, oh, Sarah's like, well, what did you do? She's like, oh, I tried to kill myself, blah, blah, blah. And then like Nancy kind of brushes it off, like, hey, it's okay, we understand, like everybody goes through everything, like that's so punk rock. And then they just walked off. So they ended up going to this magic shop, and let's see, hold on, y'all, bear with me here. Okay, so then they go into this magic shop. So then you can see the owner in the magic shop. She's standing over this white candle. I feel that the white candle that she's standing over, she's putting her intentions and her energy into that candle. I think that she's preparing that candle for someone, a customer or something like that. So she smiles as the girls walk in. They're like scattering like roaches in the shop. So I also noticed that there is the picture of the Virgin Mary that's on the wall. It looks like it's a paint. It looked like it was painted on the wall. It wasn't actual frame painting, but it was painted on the wall. In the second movie, that painting is on the jacket of one of the girls in the beginning. So in the beginning of the second one, the same picture of the Virgin Mary is on one of the girls. The girl that it's on is on the from the west, but from what I got, because I did have a little help, there are a few things that I did not understand, and this was one of them. So I did get a little bit more clarification from the Baron, and also y'all remember my Jamaican friend, I got a little bit more clarification from her too. So with the picture of the Virgin Mary on the wall, that represents the Son, the Father, and the Holy Spirit. Excuse me. So that's what I got out of that too. I kind of felt that it was a little, I was like, well, I'm not sure what this one is, so let me ask, because I don't want to give y'all the wrong information. I'm not here for that. Okay. So then Bonnie tells Sarah to put a book in her bag, and Sarah says no. Bonnie says everything in nature steals. That's funny. That's really funny. She says big animals steal from little ones. That's really funny. But I like how Sarah turned it around, because this is true. Big animals really do take from little animals. Everybody, I mean, we're all in it. It's a food chain. It's a food chain. I don't feel like they take from big animals take from small animals. I feel like big animals eat smaller animals in order to survive. So you can, in a way, you can say they steal, but not really. But I mean, they're doing it for survival. And that's what Sarah said. She said, it's a difference. They steal for survival, which is true. That's totally true. So that's how I agree with Sarah. So I feel like at that time, when Sarah said what she said, I feel like Sarah is the fourth. So I feel like Sarah is the one that came to the circle to create balance for the girls, because they were off balance. They could only complete certain spells because they only had the power of, the three corners. They needed that fourth to really call in the power, to really, to really channel that energy to do the spells or rituals that they wanted to do. So I feel like Sarah is the one that creates balance for them. So Sarah walks over to a black curtain, and with the black curtain has the all-seeing eye on it. So I feel like because the all-seeing eye is there, it is there to protect whatever is behind that curtain. So it can whatever is coming toward it, the shop owner will basically know it's protection as well. That's what I got from that. So she reaches up to open the curtain, and the shop owner grabs her hand and telling her it's not for her. So Sarah says sorry, and then the shop owner noticed Sarah's ring and tells her that it belongs to her mother, and Sarah agrees. So the shop owner then tells Sarah she's not like her friends, because she said that she was going to pay for the things that she picked up in the shop. So there's a few things that she picked up. Her friends normally go in and start stealing. They just start stealing. That's crazy. That's something that I would be totally afraid of, just to go in the store and just start stealing. I never could steal, y'all. I had a guilty conscience, and I felt like I was caught before I even leave the doggone store. I always felt that I was caught, even though I wasn't even caught, and I still could have got away with it. It's just my conscience just would eat me up. So anyways, so Sarah she picks up a few candles in the shop, and then she tells she asks the shop owner, the shop owner asks her, do you know how to use those? And then Sarah, she's all sarcastic, like, duh, it's a candle, you just light the wick and then that's it. So then the shop owner's like, well, there's a little bit more to it than that. She says, she explains the different colors. Red is for love, and then she starts to go into black, but then she stopped herself, and then she turned around and gave Sarah a book. So this book basically is, I feel like this book was basically like the basic know-how when it comes to witchcraft in general. Just the basics, the stuff that you would need to know, what the elements are, candle magic, like what colors represent what. That's what I believe it was for. And then Sarah says, I really don't follow this. And that's when, she gave her the book. But then the shop owner tells her, you know, you're a natural witch. And this was said from the beginning. Sarah, you know, really didn't believe, you know, until later on. The shop owner say, hey, look, you're a natural witch. Your power comes from within. So basically, Sarah was born with her powers. Her mother was a witch. So her powers came from her mother. So the girls, their powers, we're going to get into that a little later. So then the girls leave the store, and then it's basically night. And they're walking down like this. I feel like this street is the street that's in California that's called Skid Row. That's what I believe. I watch way too much oh, excuse me, y'all. I watch way too much supernatural show. Sorry, y'all, I was waving at my neighbor. Y'all, let me tell y'all something about him. One of my neighbors. I've been in my apartment complex for a year now. When I first moved over here, this man was on crutches. His wife came, his wife was here, you know, she helped take care of him and all that. And then like she left and went to Arizona or something like that. And then I didn't see her because I used to talk to her all the time. She was one of the ones that I actually would have conversations with. And all of a sudden she left. Like, she haven't been back. I have not seen her. But I noticed that this man been on crutches for a year. It's almost about to be 2 years since I've been in my apartment. I think that's a little sus. Could be just me, but I think that's a little sus. Because, I mean, his leg look good. It don't look like nothing wrong with it. He just got a bandage around it, and like he limping down the stairs with crutches. I feel like he just got this going on because he want attention. I could be wrong. But anyways, let's get back to it. So anyways, I feel like this street that Sarah, Bonnie, Nancy, and Rochelle were walking down was like Skid Row. We can say if y'all live in Orlando, we can say it's like OBT at like 11 o'clock at night, when everybody and their mama and their grandma and their cousins and the pimps and everybody else be out. It was kind of like that. You got homeless people and everything everywhere. So I mean, of course, Sarah ain't never seen nothing like this, so she got, you know, she was a little afraid. So then while she was walking, you know, Nancy's like, hey, just keep walking. Bonnie's like, hey, y'all, just keep walking, just keep walking, keep your head down. So then Sarah like gets, she panics because she see the snake guy. Snake guy's like, hey, I remember you. Come here. I gotta talk to you. Come here. And he still had a snake. So I feel like that's temptation again coming, because in the beginning he came from the house. He came in the house and he was trying to tempt her. And then he was outside and he was trying to tempt her again. So of course, you know, she got scared. She started running. Her and the other girls start running, you know, not really screaming, but you know, they're scared and they're running. So then you can hear a preacher in the background, which that's why I feel like it's temptation too, because the preacher in the background is yelling, come back to Jesus, come back to Jesus. So I mean, it ain't funny, but then it is funny. So that's what I got from that one. Well, that particular the preacher screaming. You know, like in Atlanta, they have like people like that at the train station that be always trying to preach to everybody. So there was a preacher right there that was on the side of the road. Well, not really on the side of the road, that was on the sidewalk, and he was screaming to come back to Jesus. So then Sarah runs across the street with the other girls, and then they all turn around, and then they focus on the snake guy who is screaming in the middle of the road at Sarah. A car hits him, and that's when that was the first time that the girls use powers together, which I feel, just how I feel it was all Sarah. That's what I feel. I feel that they just happened to, I feel like because it was a natural connection between the girls, I feel like Sarah was that one to help them tap into that energy, and they were able to focus because like I said before, Sarah's the one that came to create, oh sorry y'all, I'm moving the camera. Sarah's the one that came in to create balance between the girls, and she was the one that completed the circle. And if you really think about it, the circle is 4 different corners. Even though it's a continuance of energy that flows and goes, around and around. It's still, if you draw, I mean, I don't know, I feel like it's still 4 corners. Even though there aren't any actual points or corners in a circle, you do need 4 people to form a complete circle. Put it like that. So you do need 4 people to form a complete circle, a whole circle. So I feel like Sarah was there to test the other girls too as well. So I feel like temptation is always there throughout the movie. Like throughout the movie, even though we saw the snake in the beginning, and then we saw a snake guy, and then we saw a snake guy in and while they were trying to run across the street. I feel like it's temptation there, because you do have a choice. You do have a choice to choose right or wrong when it comes to magic. I feel like that there is no, oh, I had to choose this way, or I had to know. There is no I have to. You can choose the right way. So anyway, that's when the girls they felt that they knew that they had made it happen, because they thought it and it happened. So then that's when Bonnie states that Sarah, because they run off and they go to like some little hangout spot. Obviously it's theirs. Excuse me, y'all. Obviously it's theirs, because they got their little chairs set up and everything, and they got their little drinks or whatever, unless it came from somebody's backpack. So then that's when Bonnie says Sarah is the 4th, and we can make things happen now, because now we have a 4th. And then Rochelle states, well, maybe he will listen now. And then that's when Sarah asks, who's he? And Rochelle says Manon, and she said, who is that? Is that like God? Because see, this is the thing, like all this is new to Sarah, so she doesn't know. She's like, wait, who is that? Is that God? Like, do you guys worship the devil? And they're like, well, no, we don't. And then Bonnie says, man invented, this is what I like. Sarah says, not Sarah, but Bonnie says, man invented God. This is older than that. And then that's when Sarah asked, that's when she said, do you guys like worship the devil? And then Nancy started laughing. And then that's when Nancy says, Manon is God. Manon is God, and the devil is everything, the trees, the rocks, the moon, the ground, which is saying that particular deity is everything. Everything you can think of, that's what that particular deity is. And then Sarah was like, okay, so I kind of get it. Manon's like nature. And that's when Bonnie was like, yeah, kind of. She was like, kind of. And that's when the girls say, okay, wait a minute, Sarah's a natural witch. That's the second time that came up. They're like, well, she's a natural witch. Okay. And so then that's when Sarah explains how her powers are off. Sarah, oh, hold on. There was another point in the movie when Nancy was saying, okay, imagine, she tried to explain who Manon was. She's like, okay, imagine God and the devil playing football. So if God and the devil were playing football, then Manon would be the stadium that they are playing in, as well as the sun that is shining on them while they're playing. So she's basically saying that, like, that he's everything. So he's nature included. So Sarah explains that her powers are kind of off. She said like, she's basically telling the girls, okay, I've always had powers, I just don't really know how to use them. So she said like one day she wanted it to rain, and instead of it raining, a pipe burst in her room, and it was raining. Physically it was raining. Okay. And then Nancy says like she doesn't believe her. The thing is with Sarah is she's a natural witch, but she just doesn't know how to wield her powers yet. Nancy says that she doesn't believe her, and let's see. And she was like, so why don't you just, you know, like wish for something? She goes, well, yeah, you know, I wish for it, and it would go from, oh, she said she wished that she wanted it to be quiet. She said she just wished it would be quiet, and then that's when Sarah said that's when she went deaf for like 3 days. Now that's deep. That's deep. So the thing is, she don't know how to will her powers, but I feel like if she probably wrote like maybe like if she wrote spells, then she would probably be better. If they rhymed and it wasn't like it wasn't literal, then I think that, you know, she would be okay. She would get it. Let's see. Okay, I was just checking that note right there on the side. So Nancy says, if you can do that, have you ever heard of invoking the spirit? And then that's when Sarah says no. Nancy says it's when you call to him, basically when you call to Manon. She said it's like when you take him into you. He feels you. He takes everything that has gone wrong in your life and make it better. And then here comes Sarah creating balance again, saying, okay, hold on. Nothing ever makes anything better again. And Nancy says, well, maybe not for you. And that's when you can tell that it was gonna be kind of like a clash between the two girls, because it's like Sarah's like the more level-headed one, and then Nancy's just like, okay, no, because I can do this, I can get anything I want, I can have anything I want, I don't care what the consequences. That's kind of Nancy's like attitude. I honestly feel like Nancy and Sarah are the image that she described as the devil and God and the devil fight, not fighting, but playing football. And then Manon is the stadium. So that's how that's what I got. I honestly feel like that's how it is. So Sarah's God and Nancy's the devil, and then Manon is the sun, like she stated, and the stadium that they're playing in. Oh, excuse me, y'all. I'm so sorry. So Sarah kind of gets freaked out, and she's like, you know what? I'm gone. So then she gets up and she leaves, and then the girls said, she'll be back because we need her. So I'm going to leave it here, and I'm going to come back later with part 2. All right. Oh, also, y'all, I do have a video coming up about Mary. So that's the second part about what happened with Mary. And I got some other stuff. Oh my God. Y'all have no idea. So anyways, in the meantime, if you guys have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like, share, comment. I don't care, any comment, any feedback, doesn't matter. Go ahead and do that, and I'll see y'all later. Oh, I gotta go, y'all, because it's getting dark. I remember like how it was last time, and I gotta go get these eyebrows done. These things look horrible. I look like Oscar the Grouch. That's if I get there in time. All right, love y'all. Bye.